Hello everyone, Tina here. I hope your day is going lovely. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we're going to create a project for Newton's Nook Designs, and we are using a brand new stamp set that is part of the January release. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, I encourage you to visit the blog. There are so many fun new items in the shop. This stamp set here is a smaller one. It's a 3x4 and it's called Love Café. They do have coordinating dies, which is so nice. The die set will cut out the coffee mugs in the stamp set, the coffee steam, and then also the little coffee beans. They're sold separately, so I'll link it below if you guys want to check it out. But I love coffee, and so we're going to make a coffee Valentine's Day card. We're going to color in our image with Copic markers, so I'm using Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And we are going to stamp our mugs on some Neenah Classic Crest Solar white cardstock. We're going to go ahead and stamp our steam swirl. We'll add a little color to that. And then for the coffee beans, we're going to bring in our Memento Rich Cocoa ink. I love the Memento Rich Cocoa ink. I just love the brown. And so we're going to ink these up, since they're more solid images. We're going to stamp these 3 times. I'm not sure if I'm going to use them all, but might as well stamp them while I have the ink out. I'm going to zoom in, play a little music while I color, and then when I'm done coloring, I will catch you back. Okay, coloring is all done. You can see here I went for some Valentine colors. I'm going to go ahead and take the coordinating dies and I cut out my coffee beans, all 3 of them, my coffee mugs, and also my little steam swirl. We'll just run these through the die cutting machine, and then we'll punch these out and set these aside, and we're going to work on our background. For my background, we're going to use some craft cardstock. So I grabbed the piece that I had in my stash. And then I'm going to use the largest die in the framework die set. It's really pretty. It has a postage edge. We'll die cut out a panel with this. And then I'm also going to take 2 of the clouds. There's only 2 in this set. It's the Sky Scene Builder set. I want to take both clouds and die cut out 4 of them with white cardstock. Once those are die cut, we can kind of create our scene. So we're going to, oh, you know what? I was going to die cut out 3 hearts too. We're going to use the brand new Heart Frames die set. This is part of the brand new January release too. I love these hearts, perfect for Valentine's Day. But I die cut out one with light pink cardstock, dark pink cardstock, and then red cardstock. Now what we need to do is stamp our sentiment. I was going to use black ink and then change my mind. I thought we would bring in some white. So I'm going to bring in the Misty. I have a little bit of tape on my Misty, so I don't need to add my magnet. I just used my tape runner to tack down. I used my tape runner on my mouse pad and then my paper sticks. People ask me how come I don't use a magnet, but that's because I have double-sided adhesive behind there. But I have my sentiment says love is in the air and it smells like coffee. I'm going to ink that up with my Versamark ink. We'll stamp this a few times until my image is crisp. Kind of towards the middle on my panel here. We're going to save some room for the clouds on the top and the bottom. But once we have our ink stamped, we'll take our panel and add some white embossing powder, go over our sentiment, and the sentiment is so cute. The love in the sentiments, the O in the love is a heart, which is adorable, and I love the font of the coffee. It fills up the whole bottom line and it has the stripes on it. So you can color that in if you wanted to. But I added my white embossing powder. We're going to melt it, and then our panel is good to go. Now my panel did warp a little bit because of the embossing. I think I got my heat gun a little too close. I didn't let it heat up like I should have, so it warped my paper, but I can fix that with some foam adhesive. We're going to add our clouds, 2 on top, 2 on the bottom, and you can see we're adding our hearts, and then we did add our coffee mugs on the very bottom, one of the clouds. Now we have left is our coffee beans and our little steam swirl. We're going to go ahead and add our steam swirl. I was going to put it above the larger coffee mug, but it was competing with my coffee sentiment. So we're going to scoot it to the smaller coffee mug. And then we're going to go ahead and add our coffee beans. I need some very small foam squares for the beans. So we're going to grab a different set of foam adhesive. We'll remove the release paper. I have 3 coffee beans, but I'm only going to use 1. So we have 2 left over. We'll save those for the inside of the cards. I think it's just too much for the outside. There's a lot going on there. Okay, for my card base, I'm going to use the same craft cardstock. I just trimmed down an A2 size card base with my same craft cardstock. Here we're going to add foam adhesive. I'm going to add lots of it just to even out and flatten my warped paper here. We'll add that to our card base. And I love craft with pink. I just think it looks so pretty. I'm going to add adhesive directly to the leftover coffee beans. Add those in the bottom right corner of my card here. And I thought they looked kind of lonely. So I still had my mugs on my acrylic block. We'll bring those in with the Memento Rich Cocoa ink, and kind of offsetting it on my panel, we'll stamp that to kind of fill it in. And I think that's going to look fun and has a perfect place to stamp or write your sentiment to. For finishing touches, I'm going to bring in my glossy accents. We're going to fill in the coffee. The coffee mugs are actually filled with coffee. I use my brown Copic markers, so we're going to glossy those up. And then I'm going to glossy the hearts up on each of the mugs and also my coffee beans. So we have a little shine and dimension with that. And then next, we're going to adjust these little hearts. I had the light pink one tucked under the cloud and I didn't like it. So we're going to put that over the cloud. And I think we need to adjust the bottom ones just a little bit. So we're going to pick up our middle tone pink heart here. And my foam tape wants to stick to the cloud. So I'm going to readjust that. But we're going to scoot the cloud over just a little bit more towards the left. This way we have a little more balance on the very bottom. Sometimes I do this after the fact, and that's the best thing about these foam squares is I can pick them up. I'm also going to bring in my white gel pen and highlight each one of those colored cardstock hearts, just to bring in some more of that white. And then after we have that done, I'm going to take my pink Copic marker. Well, I think the pink was too light. We're going to take a red Copic marker and color in the heart in the love sentiment. But that's my card today, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you are interested in the stamp set, I'll link it down below. But there's lots of inspiration over at Newton's Nook Designs blog. I encourage you guys to head over there and check it out. Thanks for joining me, guys. Have a lovely day. We will see you again soon. Bye-bye.